tonight, growing fallout over one of the most talked about moments of the debate.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Former President Trump spreading unfounded claims that members of the growing Haitian population in Springfield, Ohio, are abusing pets. City officials say there's no evidence of that. Mr. Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, first spread the baseless accusations on social media earlier this week. When I questioned him about it in the debate spin room, he doubled down. What do you say to Haitian Americans and Haitian immigrants who say spreading false claims about them put their lives at risk?
Well, I don't think that no one has spread false claims. What they've said is that a small migrant community caused a lot of problems.
Springfield city manager said there's no evidence that immigrants are eating animals.
That just means the city manager, I think, isn't fully in touch with what's going on the ground there.
City officials say the rumors may have begun with an unrelated case in another part of Ohio, where a U.S. citizen was arrested for a gruesome incident involving a cat. On the ground in Springfield, we found deep tensions.
It's just to me discrimination and xenophobia and bigotry and racism.
Viles Dorseville runs a community center for Haitians.
They just believe that their words have no impact, and it's not true. So immigrants in Springfield, especially Haitians, they are so concerned for their lives and the lives of their kids.
In the last few years, officials say as many as 15,000 Haitians legally in the U.S. have moved to the city, which had about 60,000 residents before.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about the mainstream liberal media having a full-blown meltdown over the fact that Trump decided to talk about the rumors of what was happening in Springfield, Ohio, when it comes to the Haitian population that has basically taken over the town, okay? That town is a town of about 60,000 people, and you move 15 to 30,000 Haitians into a small town like that, there are going to be some problems. There are going to be some issues, okay? And a part of the issues are these stories in which residents say that they have seen Haitian migrants eating pets. Now, I have not seen that, right, in terms of anything that's definitive proof. I know there are videos floating around on the internet, but for the most part, those videos have been debunked. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying the residents are lying. I'm just saying this is why we have journalism, right? This is why journalism exists, okay? So the media, instead of denying these rumors, I don't know, maybe just maybe they could do their job and to say, hey, let's figure out if this is actually happening, right? Let's get some people on the ground, start talking to some people, okay, and see if this is something that is actually happening, right? Is there any validity to these claims? But that's not what they do, because journalism is not the job of the mainstream liberal media in 2024. It is propaganda, okay? And a part of the propaganda campaign is to make sure that any negative story about illegal immigrants is swept under the rug, okay? Like, for example, when it comes to the Venezuelan gangs taking over the apartments in Colorado, the mainstream liberal media said that's not true, right? Even the police came out and said it's not true, even though we have evidence and proof that that is true. Like, that did, and in fact, it's still happening, okay? It's still a problem, okay? And for whatever reason, the media denies it, right? They don't want to talk about it. They try to say, oh, no, you're a right-wing conspiracy theorist. They deny reality. This is what they do, okay? Because the narrative is more important than reality. They cannot have you thinking that there are negative consequences to illegal immigration. No, you don't understand. It's all good, right? They're just here to pick your food, pick our cotton, okay, cut our grass, right? Do all the things that, you know, stereotypically people think that illegal immigrants do for jobs, right? This is what they say. But the reality really is that there are consequences to illegal immigration, especially illegal immigration disguised as legal immigration, which is what's happening here with these Haitian migrants who were granted asylum, right? They can stay here, okay? Some of them are getting work authorization permits. And in Springfield, one thing that is verifiably true about the Haitian migrants is that they are, in fact, working and getting these so-called black jobs that the mainstream liberal media told us was racist to say, even though we have proof and evidence that that's, in fact, what's happening already. Take a look.
It started slowly. We had an application pool that was a little bit different.
People coming to work here.
People looking for jobs. What he's welding here again are welded axle components.
Jamie McGregor is the CEO of McGregor Metal, which makes welded parts for the auto and farm industries. Right now, about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, over 30 employees.
I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitian associates come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. They'll achieve their numbers. They are here to work. And so in general, that's a stark difference from what we're used to in our community.
McGregor acknowledges the sudden arrival of so many new immigrants is a challenge on multiple fronts, but he believes this is partly how the industrial Midwest can regrow.
We want more jobs in our community. And in order to fill those jobs, some jobs need to be people who are not originally from here.
A community of more than 80,000 emptied out to less than 60. That is, until the last few years.
Our churches, we see new people.
In the pews.
Yes, absolutely.
Wes Babian was the pastor at First Baptist Church for almost 20 years.
For years, we've lost people, but you hope somebody else will come and take their place. That hasn't happened here.
Until now.
Because there are folks from Haiti who are coming to church.
Lucas Merzus, who, among his many other jobs, mans the soundboard for Sunday services, is one of those new Haitian members.
Why Springfield?
Of all places.
Merzus, with his wife and daughter, were among the first Haitian families to arrive here in 2018.
I got a decent job when I was in Haiti, and then to make a difficult decision to leave, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, now listen, here's the thing, right? It might sound like a beautiful story, and I'm not saying that it's not, okay? You have somebody that comes over from another country, okay, and hey, they're living the American dream. They're going to church, they're working a job. A lot of people may say, well, what's wrong with that? I'm not saying anything is wrong with it when it's done legally, okay? And in this case, right, you can make the argument that, well, it was done legally, but a lot of these people tried to cross the border, right? They tried to come into the country illegally, right? They were seeking asylum, and ultimately that process is being abused by the Democrat Party, right? We're letting in too many people in the name of seeking asylum. And you know this because there's absolutely zero reason for why you would stuff 15,000 plus people in a small town of 60,000 residents, right? It doesn't make sense, okay? So again, this process is out of control. It's being abused by the Biden administration, okay? And here's the thing, for all the feel-good stories, right, that you just heard, there's also the stories that aren't so feel-good, that doesn't really get talked about as much. And if you do talk about it, again, they want to call you racist.
The homeless problem. I don't know of a single homeless Haitian in this town because they all got vouchers. But I can show you a whole bunch of people that have been displaced because I'm that guy. Rob, you know, for 25 years, I've worked with the homeless in this community. You know, a lot of people don't know because I'm not the guy out there blowing the horn. Because it ain't about me. It's the Jesus in me that goes out there and does it. Trust me, there's days I'm tired. But I'll get into homeless camps that nobody in a suit and tie will walk into. None. They trust me because I've never let them down. You know, and guys, if you don't think it's here right now, in October, we are getting ready to hit a wall here. There is not any relief for the homeless. The homeless people in this community are not the people you think they are. The squatters that aren't happening. It's not there. There's veterans. Come see me. I'm not real hard to find. Ask anybody on the street. They'll tell you how to get a hold of me. I'll take you there. And no, they don't want your toothpaste and your peanut butter sandwiches. They want you to come up with a solution to why they're displaced. Why they lived in a house. I personally know, and I'll testify under oath, my hand to God, somebody that lost their house. They were there 7 years. The landlord said, hey, I need you to move out, find a temporary place. I'm going to remodel it, and then you can come back.
Thank you, Baron.
It was a lie. They moved them out, tripled the rent.
Thank you.
Follow
Thank you for speaking.
the money.
But some, like Bill Moynihan, say the city suffered from the change.
Oh, it's been disastrous.
What's your response to Haitian immigrants who say they're coming here to revitalize Springfield?
That's not what's happening for Springfield. I mean, it might happen for them. It might happen for the landlords that are enriching themselves, the city manager who's trying to pad his budget.
In a city meeting last night, the parents of 11-year-old Aiden Clark spoke. Aiden was killed in a school bus crash last year. After a jury found a Haitian immigrant guilty of vehicular homicide, tensions escalated.
I said to Aiden that I would try to make a difference in his honor. This is it.
Tonight, they're urging politicians and others to stop using their son's death to spread hate.
Do you know that one of the worst feelings in the world is to not be able to protect your child? Even worse, we can't even protect his memory when he's gone. Please stop the hate.
Yemi Shalsendor, NBC News, Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Now, speaking of hate and bigotry, okay, this CNN panel is going to melt down crying hate and bigotry over Trump bringing up the rumors of what is happening in Springfield. And this is going to get very awkward for the Republican on the panel who happens to be white, and that is Scott Jennings, because they're basically going to try to force him to admit that the rumors about the Haitian migrants are rooted in anti-black racism. And this really is kind of a despicable moment on CNN in regards to what this panel does. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Smart thing to do to back away from some of the stuff that to that sliver of America that they're just regular people seems just outlandish and crazy and unnecessary.
I think, and you heard it in Vance's clip, I do think it's a legitimate conversation to have about the societal, public safety, health impacts anytime cities or communities get drastically changed because of our immigration system, whether that's in Springfield, whether that's on the border with Mexico, whether that's New York City, which has had issues. So I don't think that's an illegitimate conversation to have. Even in your answer, obviously you don't agree with where Trump is on it. You admitted there are health impacts and that there have been public safety impacts. Those are not illegitimate. Those are not illegitimate conversations to have. And I think people in communities all across this country are having them. Now, whether we have them responsibly or flippantly, or whether we have them seriously, is the real question.
Yesterday, when he said that, he wasn't being sarcastic, he wasn't being hyperbolic, he was amplifying a conspiracy theory that I think you would agree puts a target on the backs of Haitian immigrants, and that it is based on racism. Would you agree on that?
Anti-black racism would be more pointed.
Do you think that if there were 20,000 Scandinavians that had been sent to Springfield, people would be saying that they're eating cats and dogs and geese?
I'm not going to answer for him, for his memes or anything else. But I am.
No, but I'm asking you. Do you think that conspiracy is based on racism?
Because
I mean, it's an
because I'm not going to answer. I don't know. I don't know.
That was a long pause.
Okay, so again, this is despicable from CNN, right? I mean, clearly it's the whole panel against the one white Republican guy who can't really answer the question honestly because he might lose his job, right? And this is why I say in conversations like this, you really need a black conservative. You have to have a black conservative on the panel because it's really hard to be a strong white conservative man in the liberal media without losing your job, right? That's the honest to God truth, okay? When the white conservative man is on these panels, he's handcuffed, especially in these conversations about race, okay? Because he can't really tell the truth, right? He can't really stand up for himself, right, as a white person without being called racist, okay? But in this case right here, what the answer should be is no, it's not rooted in racism because first and foremost, Haitian is not a race. Haitian is a nationality, okay? Let's understand the proper definitions of the terms that we're using here, okay? Let's get our definition straight first and foremost. But no, there's no anti-black racism because you have the residents of Springfield who are black, okay? Some of whom are black are some of the same people that are making these accusations, that are saying this stuff. So you can't say it's anti-black racism unless you want to say that the black people that are making these complaints are anti-black racists, which at that point would sound very silly. That would be a very silly thing to say. It's just as silly as trying to say that the Latinos who are against illegal immigration, well, they're racist against other Latinos, right? I mean, it's just a very silly thing to say. No, maybe ultimately there are negative consequences to this type of mass migration that we're seeing where you're importing 15,000 Haitian migrants into a town of 60,000 people, right? Maybe that is the real issue. That is going to cause problems, okay? It's going to cause problems. And what you're seeing are the results of that. That you're going to have people complaining. There are going to be reports about things. I mean, this stuff is going to come out. And that's it. And it's not always grounded in racism and hate. Maybe, just maybe, some of these claims are true, right? I'm not saying all of them, but maybe some of the negative consequences, some of the negative stories that we're getting about the Haitian migrants in that area, maybe they're happening, right? Have you ever considered that? Because what these people do is that they hide behind the bigotry accusations in order to avoid talking about the real problems. Scott Jennings just finished saying, yeah, listen, this stuff happens, right? You've had problems all over the country with illegal immigration. This is not something that is grounded in hate or bigotry or whatever. It's happening all over the country. And Anna Navarro's response to that was to boohoo, whine, and cry racism. You don't think it's anti-black? The answer should have been no. And what he also should have said was that, well, listen, if you think it's racist, that's fine. But if you really feel that way, maybe you should go to Chicago and tell those black people in Southside Chicago who are currently upset with the illegal immigrants there, tell them that they're racist to their face. Go do that, right? Since you feel so passionately about it, put your money where your mouth is. Go to Southside Chicago and tell the black people that are complaining about the illegal immigrants there that they're racist, right? Tell them they're anti-black racists. And let's see how that goes, right? Let's see how that goes. That's what the response should be. But see, again, when you're a white man, right, and you're conservative, and you're Christian, and you're straight, hey, it's hard to deal with these people in the mainstream liberal media. You got to be careful what you say. You can lose your job. You can lose your job. And that's what you're saying here.
Scott, I mean...
Because I don't know the answer. And I'm not going to sit here and answer for somebody. I don't talk to Donald Trump about what the motivations are. And I don't answer to you either.
But Scott, what is the answer for you?
But the bottom line is...
He's trying to give you a thoughtful answer.
But the bottom line is, immigration is a top 2 issue in this election. It must be discussed. And we're either going to go down a rabbit hole here, which is not the real issue, or we're going to talk about the real issues in which communities, cities, whatever, are dealing with real societal and policy impacts.
The reason we are going down the rabbit hole is because the man you support is making us go down that rabbit hole. The reason we're not talking about the legitimate issues you have brought up is because he is claiming, with no facts, that Haitian migrants are eating pets. And that is a dangerous conspiracy theory to be spreading to America. And you see, he gets away with saying crazy.
Yeah, you're going down a rabbit hole because you guys want to just talk about Trump 24/7 and you don't actually want to talk about the real issues, right? That's the honest to God truth. I love how the mainstream liberal media claims, well, we can't talk about the real issues because Trump says crazy things. And it's like, well, Trump didn't say anything that was any different than what the residents in that area said at a town meeting, right? So you can't really blame Trump. Trump is just saying, listen, these are the reports. This is what people on the ground are saying. This is what they are complaining about. Now, again, instead of doing actual journalism, right, and, investigating, looking into it, speaking with some of these residents, trying to have real conversations about why are they saying this, okay? Is this something that's completely made up? Is there some validity to this? What's happening here, right? Instead of doing that, no. They just say, no, it's just a dangerous conspiracy theory and you can't talk about it or else you're a bigot, right? And then you're continuing to talk about something while at the same time saying that we shouldn't be talking about this, but you're the ones that are continuing to talk about it in order to distract and to deflect from the fact that, hey, there are some legitimately bad things that are happening as a result of illegal immigration around the country that you guys just refuse to talk about. You don't want to talk about it. Even when it's proven to be true, you don't want to talk about it. So don't say and try to gaslight me and tell me that Trump is the reason why you're not talking about the real issues of illegal immigration. It's because you weren't interested in that conversation, period, which is why you continue to focus on everything that Trump says without actually focusing on what he's really talking about, right? You're just boo-hoo-whining and crying about it and trying to censor anybody that really wants to talk about the real story. It really is a damn shame that this is what journalism has become. This is what it's become. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.